But this is the Fox broadcast. There's no audio, damn it.
With a lot up there.
Oh, no, here we go. It just loses audio for the last 5 minutes.
Right there, but place here to see these slightly capable car right here and some crazy driving. Check this out, up to 50 miles an hour.
It is just not fully online yet, but it works. Thanks for membership, Anna.
Southbound on Sepulveda. It was just down off of Vista Del Mar, headed towards Manhattan Beach, which could have been really, really scary with a lot of folks out there walking
True
around
FBI.
on those narrow streets, but now back out onto a major street here. So this is still LAPD involved in this. You see their helicopter overhead. They've been trying to get some units into place in this. They actually backed off because it was getting so dangerous, but it sounds like they're going to be re-engaging.
You should pull membership, Jacob.
In place here to see what they can do, but a pretty dangerous pursuit here headed into the South Bay. Gio and Mike.
A lot of cars on the road for this one. Damn, he's punching it.
Picking up significant speed. You already pointed this out and noting just how crowded it is traffic-wise, and you see every type of thing that this person could potentially be running into. It is incredibly dangerous, concerning. We've mentioned all day too that you're in the midst of holiday.
Man, wait, this guy's actually he is punching.
Jumps to the top of your mind in terms of concern.
Oh, is it quiet?
Yeah, really just outrageous here. I mean, I think we saw almost 100 miles an hour at one point with this, and ooh, again, just getting really, really close to those vehicles. Kind of surprised he hasn't already gotten in a collision at this point. We're also dealing with some weather right now, and because of their helicopter overhead as well.
I mentioned this before, but I want to mention it again now that we're watching a chase. I got to see a chase firsthand, front row seats, like a month ago now. I was coming back from a card shop, and I saw that there was a car in my side mirror on the wrong side of the road, just absolutely going ballistic. And the light had just turned green on that side, so cars were coming at him. And I really thought he was trying to kill himself. So I was like, wow, I'm going to witness something traumatic right here. But I couldn't look away. And then as he got closer, he went off the road. He like hopped the curb, went around, and then turned left out the other side. And then maybe 5, 6 something seconds later, the exact same car, not the same guy, but the same car came down behind me again, this time on the right side of the road, and then just scooted right by my lane and just did the exact same thing. Straight down, took a left, and never to be seen again. And then maybe like 5 or 6 seconds later, fucking 4 cop cars follow and do the exact same thing. It was incredible. Did your dash cam catch it? No, it did not. Because it was on my left side. My dash cam is on the right side of my mirror. What I would have seen is the second guy, the second criminal. I would have seen him turn left. That's it. And the cops turn left. So not the most exciting footage, unfortunately. What if someone hits you on the left side? Well, what do you mean? Like, I don't have 360 degrees of cameras. You gotta get the Google Maps camera. Yeah, I guess so. But that would have been such cool footage. Not compared to like these chases, because I only got to catch a glimpse of it. But it was pretty intense. I'd never actually seen a chase firsthand. We don't really get those in Tampa to this degree. But it was cool.
Almost kind of fishtailing and losing control right there. But again, we are dealing with definitely a capable vehicle here. Looks like maybe the upper end of the Mercedes lineup, whichever one this is, probably a pretty powerful V8 engine. 85 miles an hour right now, southbound Sepulveda, and I'm just really afraid that this guy is going to lose control. This is going to end badly.
Yeah, the other thing there, Des, too, as you were talking, is that
do you think it was crazy enough to be on the news? I looked for it on the news, but they didn't have any like articles on it, so I guess not.
Well, going against traffic. And I mean, it is striking to see here because just so many cars, and really coming up from behind too, you're not noticing if you're somebody else on that road going at the approximate speed limit there. To see something zooming by you at potentially 100 miles an hour is absolutely frightening. And it looks like they're just getting to see across the top of the buildings. I mean, you're sort of clenched waiting, and obviously now you see a police vehicle there just briefly at the bottom of your screen. So we'll see if the engagement comes in here soon, but you have to imagine for officers it's also difficult seeing that this is a particularly crowded area where this suspect is right now.
Yeah, just really insane. I mean, you saw blowing through those red lights, not even slowing down at all, not even tapping on the brake pedal. And we're having to give some distance.
He had nothing but
to
smooth
LAPD
sails on the open sea right there.
On top because of the clouds.
So he didn't need to slow down.
Turn now. We're right down by the Redondo Beach Marina, I believe. Here where we're off of Pacific Coast Highway, so you see.
I'd say try Path of Exile. I think you'd like it more, Pandora.
Here, but, you know,
if you're enjoying that.
To a dead end or something down into this kind of resort community, so you can see LAPD doing a really great job with this spotlight. They've been, you know, definitely alerting the different South Bay police agencies here. Probably talking to Torrance now, but also Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, just letting everyone know what's going on in their jurisdiction right now. As we're out on Ardmore Avenue, that street that has the really big median right here. But this is, you know, a street with just maybe a 25 or 30 mile an hour speed limit and just driving like an...
He's definitely going faster than that speed limit.
Headed back now towards the coast on 8th Street, 8th away from a valley. We'll see what their next move is, but all the streets over here as we get closer...
This is one of the rare police chases where this guy is not just making a break for the interstate.
So extremely dangerous combination.
And just to circle back to in case...
Wait, never mind. It looks like he's... Nope. It looks like he's going... No, maybe not.
The want here right now is that this is a suspect wanted for a robbery. And LAPD is chasing after this suspect right now, started westbound on the 105, and now looking at him here in South Bay Cities. And
why is he running?
That point there about...
I don't know, man. I'm not his dad. You ask him.
Then they veered off right, made a tight turn, and then
just making bad decisions.
Back, and kind of hard to tell what direction they seem to be going, or whether it's buying some sort of time. I mean, who knows?
Thanks, that
spotlight has not lost track of this vehicle throughout the entirety of since you popped up.
No, they've been doing a really fantastic job keeping
it's robbery.
With this
well, usually it is.
Tactical flight officer there who is in control of
pretty much every police chase we've ever seen is car theft or robbery. I don't think we've ever seen any other criminals flee.
There is a unit back there. So, yeah, we're basically right by the Redondo Harbor right now, I think. And again, this shot you see there, the power plant right there in the distance. So there's the ship right there. We just have to give them some distance. And again, because we are dealing with some clouds, we can't get on top of them right now. It's also pretty tricky airspace here on the border of Torrance Airport. So you see they've got the ground units now. They are definitely back in on this.
I have not seen that video. Busy.
Aggressive with
sounds interesting though.
Pursuit. So it would just help for us if they would be able to get back off of the coast. But down here near busy resort area, holiday weekend. It's just a very, very dangerous combination of a lot of things.
Thanks for a long time watching, Stinky. I hope you're doing better these days.
It's that time of the year, obviously, where you're with your family.
Appreciate it.
Whether you're in the car going back home or leaving your destination to return back to where you were coming from, you worry about anybody that could be on the street, especially as when we were noticing
not a terrible idea, Everett, maybe.
Was going when it was surrounded by traffic and you had the officers' units sort of backed off and waiting to re-engage, but trying to establish our connection here. And
did they lose him back there?
Where this vehicle is.
They had two choppers on his ass.
To the point now where seems to.
Oh no, there he is.
The only way it seemed to really slow down was really to get out of the ways of other cars. But this right here, this exact shot, is what we were citing just about 10 minutes ago. In that it was at one point going on the opposite side of the road against traffic. You worry about a head-on collision, and then diverting itself through and weaving in and out of cars there that are just stopped at a stoplight, or rather just moving through these areas where anybody could be on a street corner or walking around. But I
haven't seen a police car chase in a while. Where are they? They're in LA. It's just they're so frequent. I think they stopped broadcasting every single one of them. They'd run out of like camera space. There's not enough SDs in the world.
This has gotten so dangerous that if this was a lesser want, if this was just a stolen vehicle or just suspected, you can see some damage on that vehicle there. So we're getting a really good view of that Mercedes. So there has already been at least one minor.
This is old. It just ended for me. It's so old. It ended like 4 minutes ago. I wait till they're over to make sure nobody dies. I like to play it safe. A chase loses its fun when someone gets hurt. That's not the criminal themselves.
Oh my goodness, that was insanely close. just wrong side of the road. And look at this, at 80 miles an hour over all this traffic.
Damn, wait, this guy's real. Holy.
As he crossed 11th Street, absolute insanity with this driver right
Yeah, this guy's a maniac on the
How
loose.
much traffic is out here through that red light? I mean, but you're definitely seeing the capability of this car. If it would have been, you know, in a different car or something, you might have lost it by now. You see other units, they are very aware, all the different agencies, they're trying to get in position to kind of corral this suspect. But
Car is so much more capable than this guy is willing to
how
push it. The
they're gonna be able to
E63
stick with this
AMG
or how this
is
doesn't
what it
get
looks like to
back.
me. It's
The way
600
this is
horsepower,
trending
200 mile per hour top speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe on a closed circuit. Where the fuck is he even going to try and get to 200 miles per hour in this
This
motherfucker?
came out as what's called a Code 6 Charles. That means it's a known felony suspect. This isn't believed to be a
Code 6
robbery that
Charles.
happened in the last couple of hours. This is somebody that when they ran those plates, the car on the plate came back saying this guy's been involved in a previous robbery. So they likely, when they do that, they have a lot more information about the alleged robbery than we do. There's a reason. They're not even in their jurisdiction.
I'll definitely check that out,
They're
Mooberry.
in a
Thank you for
completely
that.
different city. They are still chasing this hard on the ground. They still have their helicopter overhead. They have not wanted to let this go. There's a reason for that, and as Des pointed out, very potentially dangerous people. They're running like they're dangerous, and LAPD is chasing them like they're dangerous.
And you've already seen the.
If only Jack Bauer was on the
side of
force, he'd
car,
shoot out the
so
tires from
signaling,
this
of course,
chopper.
that this is someone or some people that are not afraid necessarily of potentially getting into danger there. And to Desmond's
I do
earlier
have
point, it
Death
really
Guard.
seems to be almost tempting.
I've got almost all the
amount
Death
of
Guard
close calls we've
units.
seen in just the last
I
10
think it's
minutes
I
with
think I
cars
got like a
making the
9,000
right
point
turn,
army for
making the
Death
left
Guard
turn,
right now.
weaving in and out of traffic, driving on the opposite side of the road. And then the other point here is that this vehicle's a Mercedes. So to Desmond's earlier point, it zooms incredibly
Tight squeeze.
And also, as we're back on the wrong side of the road, which is so incredibly dangerous, we've also not heard that this car is stolen. So they likely know who the registered owner is. They likely know the suspects that are inside, which could give a whole other, as we go back on the right side of the road here on Artesia Boulevard, could give them a whole other set of scenarios as to why they don't want to not stop chasing this car. They are chasing it hard. It is a robbery suspect. They were in tracking mode for a little while. The watch commander that is in charge of the pursuit right now said, go back into full-blown pursuit mode. Let's get this guy. And they're trying. And to Des's point and your point, LAPD is not behind him because they don't want to be. They're struggling to keep up with him. They're struggling to.
It's
catch
true.
up.
Steven
They're
Seagal
not
would
gonna
also
drive
be
on
a
the
weapon to
wrong side
deploy.
of the road.
Oh,
He is
close
right
call.
as goes to go through that intersection.
Close shave.
So
Yeah,
they've
Steven
gotta
Seagal would get
follow
out there and
some of the
Aikido
rules
the
of
car
road.
into
They'll obviously
pieces.
have their lights and sirens on, or hopefully people get out of the way. But they're not going to make the maneuvers that this guy is making, which is putting everybody
There's
in
membership
such
smoke.
danger. This is such a busy night. If you're in the South Bay, if you're listening to this pursuit or see all of
Nice,
this activity,
Zach.
be aware. Look out for that spotlight. Look out
Thanks,
for
Conway.
the lights that are behind you, and be very cognizant of what's going on down there because this guy is driving very, very crazy.
And another note there, we noticed several people standing on the sidewalk as well.
Yeah.
We know the attention that these types of pursuits tend to get from people who are either watching on television or perhaps in their own neighborhood. They step out and want to see it. And again, this right here is the height of concern because we've seen that exact image multiple times.
Dude needs a plan. This is just random. He's panicking.
You increase, and Desmond, you increase the risk because you're introducing more variables. Every opportunity.
What he should do,
potential opportunity.
if I was his robbery coach or his police chase coach, I'd tell him to go back to the shoreline and just fucking start looping around those tall buildings to obstruct the chopper view, and then eventually just bail out.
Put yourself in a position to increase the number of cars potentially weaving in and out of dangerous situations.
Right, and they obviously have no regard for their own safety or anyone else's safety at this point. I mean, that's why we put these pursuits on TV, right, is to warn the public of a safety issue, a safety threat that is happening.
I'm not sure when I'll play it,
especially
Pug,
with
but
this
at some
guy who is
point.
doing absolutely anything he can to get away.
And no, I did not hear
I wanna
about that,
ask Des,
ET.
Did we lose the
Let's
night
use
sun,
some
Des?
booze.
No,
there
it's
it
still
is.
there.
Okay.
I think
Oh, and
they're
there's a
just,
unit right behind
really
them.
haven't
Oh, officer actions here.
Wow.
Oh!
Just ridiculous. I mean, this is so terrifying for everyone out here right now. That's
Both of those
really-
drivers just soiled themselves.
Really insanely close call that we've had, just within inches.
See, like, if that kind of shit happened to me, like in the police chase that I mentioned that I got to see, like, if that guy came in front of me as I was driving, I would have actually probably tinkled. I would have lost my gourd.
I think if that's brake dust slamming on the brakes or what, or rubber burning, just kind of speaks to how insane the driver of this vehicle is right now. And I'm still trying to determine what.
Hey, I hope you like the soap, Joel.
I'm starting to wonder if this is
And true, Zach.
AMG, one of the upper, top tier vehicles just for the way that they've been driving it and the way that, frankly, has been able to avoid catastrophe so far.
Do these guys ever get away? We've seen, what, 2 cases where they actually get away?
So,
it's not often, but sometimes it happens.
On Western Avenue, and
Man, now he is cruising.
Insane danger out here. As we're through the South Bay, we're almost making our way to where the 91 turns, where Artesia turns into the 91 freeway, but instead making this turn onto Western Avenue, and just really kind of holding my breath through every intersection here.
Absolutely, and certainly that spotlight has not lost track of that vehicle there. Just to point out that as LAPD continues this pursuit, they are maintaining a steady eye on this suspect. But I mean,
whoa! He tapped him. He tapped him.
Brakes are
hot.
Exactly on this suspect's car as they keep weaving in and out of
Oh, jeepers! That guy's mad. Sir, please, we need to exchange information. Come back.
Minutes, so
he starts getting involved.
Can get figured out here in terms of corralling this suspect. But the other thing here, as we're approaching 5 minutes past the half-hour mark, in case you're just joining in right now on this high-speed chase of a robbery suspect. This is a known robbery suspect to LA.
I appreciate it, Evershine. Thanks a long time for watching.
Started westbound on the 105 and now they're on in Torrance. It seems like weaving in and out of traffic, 405 South right now. And
yeah, he's using his turn signal.
Just, oh boy.
Still uses his turn signal, which always cracks
Hey.
me
Yeah,
up.
that's certainly an option. at this
It may be high stakes, but you can't just throw away good manners.
People on the side of the street just a few minutes ago taking a look at this, but now dealing with a bit of more open space, let's say, here on the 405 North.
And we're going to have some, and I think, we are going south. Okay, I forgot. I thought we were going north for a second. So
he made it to the interstate.
If we went north, we would have LAX and flight restricted areas. But wow,
all these chases do.
Streets was fast, and now he's just like really pinning it on the freeway.
Yeah, I mean, it's not sure if this is better or worse. I mean, now at least we're all going the same direction, but
Thanks
it
for
just kind of gives
members,
him
Eric.
the opportunity to just slam on the gas pedal even harder and get up to well over 100 miles an hour. And you can see a little bit of the low visibility there
Man, this thing really does have some get up and go to her. 130? That ain't Weenie Hut Jr. numbers, I'll tell you that much, son.
Weaving, zigging and zagging all over the place, in and out of the carpool lane. Haven't had to go over to the right shoulder yet. The freeway at least is open, and there's not as many people for him to collide with, or certainly like a head-on collision or something. So, I mean, none of this is good news. Wow, really close there, cutting that box truck off. So it's still a very dangerous situation, even though at least we have, traffic.
Is he looking to go to Avalon?
And this is one of those situations here where, again, there's that turn signal.
He's just randomly weaving now.
Here in the middle of this pursuit, but a characteristic of the last 25 minutes, whether it was on surface streets or now here on the 405, is this Mercedes weaving in and out, slamming on the gas and then slamming on the brakes. We noted also that there was damage to that passenger side back door, and noting that this was a suspect that very clearly has no regard for his own safety as they are trying to get away.
I wouldn't say he has no regard for his own safety. You saw him use his turn signal.
As well, this is a known suspect, so you essentially have the playbook on this person, presumably, if you're LAPD.
Yeah, for sure, and it speaks a lot to the fact that they don't want to let this guy go and try to get him later.
Man, that thing really does zip.
They say, you know what, we've got the plate on this.
Shit.
We know where he lives. We're going to catch up with him later. LAPD is
150.
not catching up later. They want to catch him now, which leads me to believe that there are some pretty serious allegations against this person, some pretty serious wants. We're working with the LAPD to try to figure out if we can get some more details about this alleged robbery and when it happened and all of those things. But again, the car, as far as we have heard, has not come back stolen, which means they know who at least the registered owner is, and it probably gives them a good idea of who's inside and what that person might be accused of. And again,
he needs to get to the woods or something and try and escape on foot.
Is all still details that we're trying to sort out, but just
where do you think he is that he can get to the woods?
As we go southbound on the 405, we'll be approaching.
Quick! He needs to find a forest and acquire a ghillie suit ASAP. Also, for what it's worth, every police chase we've seen that ends with them running to the woods, they always get caught. Always. It's actually very low success rate. The highest chance of escape has come from under bridges.
Going really fast. So Dez is going to try to work on reacquiring that shot. You can even see one of our positioning lights bouncing off the fog. That's the white that you see coming through the screen there. So You know, dealing with a lot up there, and they're doing a great job. But it is difficult because this guy is cruising.
And Mike, I have a question for you, but first I want to get to Desmond in here because we're noticing.
Yeah, Desmond, get in here. What do you think about this?
You know, there's clouds, there's weather. How is that impacting you guys up there, and how could that potentially impact the LAPD chopper as well? Because you know.
Wait, is Desmond the meteorologist?
Space as well to operate freely.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Well, as you know, the Kelio Nimbus and all of that, it's going to affect the police chase in a pretty radical degree.
Wide to obviously allow them to be in the front of that, as boy, we keep with that. You see the fog. That's not.
Oh, Desmond's in the chopper. Gotcha.
Yeah, I've got the position lights, like Mike just said, kind of bouncing off the fog. We do have unfortunately, visibility is a little bit lower.
I don't remember that one,
than
right?
It was when we first got on this pursuit. And
yeah, it's true, Eric.
Just kind of seeing everything that we're dealing with right now. So, LAPD's see if we can reacquire that vehicle with the spot.
Yeah, they got him a little discombobulated. He might have given them a slip.
We just heard that they lost it as well.
Wow.
We're hearing up here, and that's there. You can see them frantically looking around. It seems like we all kind of lost it at the same time. You know, we're in Long Beach's airspace now, trying to communicate safely with them. There's other aircraft up here. We've got lower visibility as well, and a suspect that's just
turn on the UAV
to escape, and they're trying to reacquire this vehicle, but all of a sudden kind of in the dark, and this is exactly,
you know what I always thought would be really effective in the police chase meta is if he had the news up on his phone listening, so he'd know when they lost him, and he could just then stop. You know what I mean?
Let me just throw it back to you guys here for a second.
I feel like that'd be a solid strat.
And Mike, what I was going to ask you as we, excuse me, as we allow SkyCal to reset and Desmond to reset.
They did that one time. Remember you watched it?
Is that what we noticed is
I've seen so many of these. Maybe that's where I got the idea.
Started to then jump
You might be right.
And getting on the 405. How does that potentially impact? Go ahead.
Sorry, really quick. They're out. They're out of the car at Wardlow and 34th. Desmond's going to look.
They're on
right
foot.
Now. We've been obviously talking about that issue, but there's Wardlow, and then I don't know if it crosses 34th, Des, or where exactly that is, but we just heard that they may have foot bailed.
Do we know if it was just one person or multiple suspects at
Well, that's what I'm trying to, let's see. Wardlow and Pacific Des too as well. That's kind of that intersection on the left side of the screen there. So somebody's got eyes on them, and hopefully we'll start to see some units. Oh, I think go left, Des. And it's 2 people out on foot, by the way.
2 people.
And it may be in there's the spotlight. So we'll see if we can catch them running or see where the spotlight's going.
Oh, look at the Christmas lights.
That's the problem.
It's going to be like moths to a flame.
LAPD goes into tracking
The
mode,
brightest lights on the block.
Close behind. That's not what happened here. This was a good old-fashioned. That car outperformed the cops.
Yeah.
And the
Nice
weather
membership.
didn't help at all. And now we're in a situation where they got enough leeway on those cops. That's the abandoned car right there, sitting in the middle of the intersection. So that's where they ditched.
What
it,
a
and that's
crazy
where they got-
place to bail.
Okay.
Is that a different car, Des? What's happening there?
Well, yeah, what's happening? That guy's like trying to flag other
Yeah,
cars
this is
down.
a different vehicle. I wonder if maybe they got hit by that or something. But my pilot, unfortunately, is telling me that we have to get out of here. I think it's just
What is going
a
on?
little bit too dicey as far as the.
That might just be like a random event right there, like in an MMO. Like this just might be a side quest that the police could accept if they wanted. I don't think it's related. That might just be some LA nonsense.
Too dicey as far as the low clouds go. Very unfortunate, but at least breathing a little easy.
Yeah, you never know when Genghis Swan might pick up the pen again.
The
Start writing.
suspects are out and no longer driving like total maniacs and endangering people's lives.
Certainly, when you consider, especially
Thanks,
that vehicle
membership,
and how
Drew.
fast it was going, there's at least some silver lining in the fact that the car has stopped and those suspects are out. But once again, 2 suspects were told jumping out of that vehicle after a lengthy pursuit. Video from earlier there on the right side of your screen.
I've seen longer.
Highlighting just the dangerous pattern of weaving through traffic, driving on the wrong side of the road. Once again, these were suspects wanted for robbery. LAPD started that chase, and eventually that chase continued onto the 405 before a variety of factors such as wind, or rather fog, weather complicating things. But now that pursuit continuing, looking for the suspects. We'll continue to keep an eye on this, monitor it for you, and of course we will have the latest information coming up on KCAL News at 8.
To me, it seems like he's getting away. I think it's going to be really hard to find him on foot now. I think they managed to escape. It also looks like that's where the broadcast ends. Oh, wait, no, here it picks up again. but this time without audio. That guy is remarkably chill for a giant blinding spotlight in his face. Post-credit scene. Wait, is this actually one of the people in the car? Because he just hopped that fence. He is really relaxed about this. There's a membership, Nikki. And Trey. Is he walking around with his eyes closed? Surely he knew the spotlight was on him. Like, he would have to know that they saw him go under the RV, right? Like, there's no way. This is like the AI in an Assassin's Creed game. What the fuck, man? Nah, it's just the moonlight. Yeah, the moonlight's known to be a little shaky and usually like directly in your eyes. That is pretty characteristic of the moon. What a plan. What a plan. No! The feed! Oh, there we go. There's a membership tray. I bet they've got one of the dudes on the intercom right now going, "Hey, bud, under the RV, we don't feel like getting a warrant to come in here and we don't want to really hop this fence. Can you just come out? We know you're there." Though it has been a while. What he could have done, I don't... maybe he does. He could have gone under the RV and just kept, like, going under shit and then maybe, like, scooting out this way or something. Like, hopping the fence here and then just trying to, like, scoot down. But I think it's equally possible he's just fucking prone under the RV. Well, they now do have direct access to the RV should they want it. Are we about to get audio back? Why do we have... Why do we have the speed gauge out? He's crawling at 1 mile an hour. Fuck. We'll never catch him at that speed. Oh, hey, fuck yeah. Hey, thanks for capturing it live, police chases. The other agencies didn't have rewind enabled. That was criminal. Goat shit, man, for actually broadcasting it properly. Live Police Chases is an awesome channel. Yeah. Absolutely. It just gives you the feed, no bullshit. No disabling rewind for no reason. It's nice. Thanks, membership, Poopa. Man, how long do they stand in this standoff? I know they need a warrant. Well, actually, usually what they try and do is get the homeowner's permission. They've done that quite a few times. Maybe the homeowner's not home or not cooperating out of fear. Man, how long does this go on for? Holy.
They'll make call-outs to the man to see if...
And this is the highlight reel from earlier. Oh, here we go.
trying to comply.
Nope, he was under the RV the whole time.
So it looks like he's, at least from this vantage point, it looks like he's at least trying to...
What a strategy.
Yeah, you know, and so moments ago we just had...
Dude had a crazy plan.
Bigger square of earlier footage when the driver... Okay, there we see that suspect.
I appreciate it, Tippy.
Yes, we see him. And at this point, yeah, walking backwards as officers may be indicating to do so.
I would say there's a very high likelihood the reason he's walking backwards is because they told him to.
What it is they want him to do. Hands are up in towards the air, which is exactly what they want. And when they feel comfortable, that is when they will approach and take him into custody. So let me widen out the shutter.
They got him. They didn't get the other passenger, though.
All right, so this
was the fall guy.
Great news here. Police have an eye on this person, walking or on his knees, rather,
cheeks out and all.
And now on the ground.
Nah,
again,
what he should have tried is going bare butt cheeks. But, you know, I always think that there's a real likelihood that people don't want to tussle with a naked man. Though that'd just be an additional charge in this case. But it would have been worth a try, I think.
They were more concerned about taking him into custody.
Come out with your hands. Oh, dear God, his ass is open. Flee!
For the arrest. Some officers will remain with their guns drawn while others handcuff him, and then they'll search his person to make sure that there's nothing on him that could potentially harm any of the officers, and then help him to escape
membership
before
toucan.
placing him in a squad car. But you'll see that the officers are still very much on guard.
According to Chase Alert on Twitter, police do know the female suspect's location and are currently looking for her. So he got busted, and so now they're looking for the female passenger? I'm assuming that's not on the chase. The GTX promo. Maybe, well, if he really wanted to promo GTA 6, he would have found a fucking parked tow truck. I'm still waiting for that to happen during a police chase. I've seen a video of that happening by accident one time, but I could absolutely see it in a police chase in a high-stakes situation where you're just going, like, full-blown brain off, and you see your chance, and you're like, I'm gonna rip it. I feel like it's gonna happen one day. Thanks for Prime Jam. Yeah, I know the Batman 2 got delayed to 2027. Thanks, membership, Chris. Or, Chin. Go into the sewers after they lose you, easy. Brother? What? There are some good strategies from chat occasionally, but then there's those where I know you haven't spent enough time, like, in the real world. Have you tried to lift a manhole cover? And have you tried to squeeze through the openings to the sewer in, like, curbs? It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Thanks for 5 gifted members, Heather. Appreciate it. You gotta prep. Yeah. I feel like going on a police chase today. Let me get my manhole cover removal tools. Just in case.